The stadium lights hum, casting a glow on the gleaming hardwood where dreams are chased and legends forged. In this grand arena, amidst the electrifying athleticism and thunderous roars, one figure moves with an almost deceptive languor, a symphony of subtle shifts and sublime artistry. He's not the fastest blur, nor the highest flyer. His game is built on a different kind of magic, a preternatural understanding of angles, timing, and human psychology. The ball, an extension of his will, dances, pauses, then explodes into a perfectly weighted pass through a window no one else saw, or a step-back jumper that defies the very laws of physics. This is Luka Doncic, the offensive oracle, a wizard with the basketball who conjures points and assists out of thin air, mesmerizing fans and leaving even the most astute opponents utterly bewildered. But his story isn't just about this breathtaking offensive genius, it's about a fascinating, ever-present debate that defines his career. Is his unparalleled offensive brilliance worth the defensive gamble that so often dictates his team's ultimate fate and championship aspirations? From the moment he arrived in the NBA in 2018, fresh off a historic EuroLeague MVP season at the tender age of 19, Luka was not just heralded, but expected to be a generational talent. He was drafted third overall, seemingly slipping despite his undeniable European dominance, but he immediately played like a seasoned veteran, showcasing a preternatural feel for the game that belied his youth. He wasn't the quickest, nor the most explosively athletic, but his unparalleled combination of size, skill, and court vision made him an instant sensation. He could score from anywhere on the floor, rebound with the ferocity of a power forward, and pass with the flair, precision, and anticipatory genius of a Hall of Fame point guard. His rookie season was merely a captivating preview, his sophomore year an offensive explosion, and by his third season, he was firmly entrenched in the MVP conversation, a walking triple-double threat every single night, bending entire defensive schemes to his singular will. His offensive repertoire is a constant source of awe, a masterclass in controlled chaos. The step-back three, often contested, is his signature weapon, a shot he can hit from almost anywhere on the half-court, freezing defenders in their tracks. He thrives in the pick-and-roll, manipulating defenses with subtle shifts, expertly reading the entire floor to either score himself, drawing multiple defenders, or find the open man with a pass that seems to arrive from another dimension. He's a master of pace, able to slow the game down to his deliberate rhythm, then explode with a sudden burst to the rim, finishing with astonishing touch and body control through contact. He draws fouls with remarkable consistency, living at the free throw line, or he converts at a solid clip, adding easy points to his tally. He truly embodies the modern point forward, a position he practically invented, with his ability to initiate the offense from anywhere on the court, creating opportunities for himself and others with an almost effortless grace. This offensive creativity, this relentless pressure he puts on the defense, is a constant feast for the eyes, a captivating blend of brute power, delicate finesse, and unparalleled basketball IQ that few in league history have ever possessed. However, beneath the dazzling, almost mesmerizing offensive spectacle, lies the subtle, yet persistent, underlying tension that has come to define his career narrative, his defense. It's not necessarily a question of his willingness to try, it's often a matter of consistent capability, particularly given the colossal offensive burden he shoulders night after night. His defensive effort and impact have been a recurring question mark, particularly in stark comparison to his otherworldly offensive output. He often expends so much energy carrying the offensive load, initiating every play, battling through double teams, making impossible passes, that his defensive rotations can be slow, his closeouts on shooters lack intensity, and he can be consistently targeted by opposing teams in switches, forcing him to guard quicker, smaller guards or bigger, stronger forwards. He's frequently caught in pick-and-rolls, struggles to stay in front of elite ball handlers, and his lateral quickness can be exploited by cunning offensive schemes. This creates a quantifiable defensive vulnerability, a gamble that the Dallas Mavericks have consistently taken, hoping that his offensive brilliance, his ability to outscore the opponent, will always outweigh the points conceded on the other end due to his defensive limitations. The first major climax of this pervasive defensive dilemma came into sharp focus during the 2022 Western Conference Finals. While Luka delivered incredible offensive performances, often single-handedly keeping the Mavericks competitive, they ultimately fell to the Golden State Warriors, a team renowned for its collective defensive brilliance and ability to exploit mismatches with ruthless efficiency. That series starkly highlighted that even supreme individual offensive genius, even a player who can put up historic scoring numbers, can be insufficient against an optimized, balanced attack that can relentlessly target a single weak link on defense. It posed the very real, very painful question for the Mavericks and for Luka himself: could a team with a defensive liability, even one as brilliantly gifted as Luka, truly win a championship in the modern, two-way NBA? The subsequent season saw the Mavericks grappling with this existential question, struggling to find the right balance around Luka, a search that ultimately led to the highly controversial trade for Kyrie Irving. This was a major narrative twist that sent shockwaves across the league. On one hand, it paired Luka with another offensive maestro, creating an unparalleled scoring duo, perhaps the most individually skilled backcourt in the league. On the other hand, it overtly doubled down on the defensive gamble, pairing two offensively dominant guards who are emphatically not renowned for their defensive prowess. The initial results were mixed, a roller coaster of offensive fireworks and defensive sieve-like moments, fueling the debate even further. Could two offensive savants, regardless of their individual brilliance and combined firepower, truly construct a championship-caliber team if the defensive foundation remains shaky and susceptible to exploitation? This brings us to the current, ongoing climax of his narrative, which continues to unfold with every game. After some initial turbulence and a full offseason to integrate, the Mavericks appear to have found a better rhythm, building a more balanced roster around Luka and Kyrie, adding key defensive pieces and reliable role players. We've seen flashes of Luka committing more on defense, making crucial plays, showing moments of heightened engagement and improved focus on that end. But the fundamental question remains, one that hangs over every playoff series and every championship aspiration: can this newfound level of defensive engagement and consistency be sustained throughout a grueling, high-stakes playoff run? Can his teammates consistently cover for his inevitable lapses, or will his defensive limitations, however slight, be exposed against elite competition in critical, make-or-break moments? The upcoming playoffs will be the ultimate proving ground, where the true worth of the defensive gamble will be definitively tested against the league's best. The essence of the Luka conundrum is fascinating and complex because it forces us, as basketball observers, to re-evaluate how championships are truly built in the modern NBA. Is it possible to have one of the greatest offensive players of all time also be a noticeable defensive liability and still win it all? Or does a team ultimately need a more robust, balanced two-way approach from its superstars, where every player contributes significantly on both ends? The league has seen players overcome defensive shortcomings with overwhelming offensive firepower before, think early James Harden, but Luka's offensive burden is unique in its sheer volume and creativity, and his defensive challenges are consistently highlighted, providing a stark contrast. His continued impact, however, is an undeniable testament to his unique artistry and his unwavering love for the game. He plays at his own pace, a constant, beautiful reminder that basketball is a game of skill, intellect, and feel as much as it is raw athleticism. He can score at will, but he often prefers to facilitate, to make the right play, to involve his teammates, embodying a rare unselfishness for such a dominant scorer. He thrives under pressure, delivering clutch shots and game-winning assists that leave fans breathless and opponents stunned. He is a walking highlight reel, not just for his incredible scoring prowess, but for the sheer audacity, creativity, and precision of his passes, many of which defy conventional understanding. The question of his defense isn't meant to diminish his extraordinary, once-in-a-generation talent, but rather to understand the full scope of his impact and the strategic challenges his teams consistently face. It's the central tension that makes his career so utterly compelling to watch every single game, every single playoff series. Will he eventually elevate his defensive consistency to match his already stratospheric offensive mastery, thus removing the last lingering doubt about his championship ceiling? Or will his offensive brilliance be so overwhelming that it simply transcends any defensive shortcomings, proving that for certain, truly generational talents, the gamble is always, unequivocally worth it? As Luka continues to evolve, to refine his already peerless game, and to mature as a leader, the basketball world watches with bated breath, captivated by every move. His journey is a powerful, ongoing demonstration of offensive genius, but also a constant, intricate reminder of the delicate balance required to build a championship team in the high-stakes world of the NBA. His career is a magnificent, live experiment in the worth of an offensive oracle who occasionally takes a defensive gamble, and the definitive answer to that profound question will ultimately define his legacy in the annals of NBA history, cementing his place as one of the most unique and captivating players to ever grace the hardwood.